Schedule 2 will stand part. The question now is that clauses 1 to 3 stand part.
Chair.
Carol Beaumont.
Thank you very much, Mr Chair. Mr Chair, I'm rising to speak about the title of the Holidays Amendment Bill, and I just want to reflect for a moment on the word holiday. When we think about the word holiday, generally I think we would conjure up an image of having time away from work on pay. I think that's generally what the average person would think of when they think about the word holiday. And I think they'd also think about spending time with their family and friends while they're off work. I think I can see even people across the house nodding on that. So holiday, time off work, holiday with family and friends. And this bill, the Holidays Amendment Bill, is amending the provisions around holidays. And one of the major changes in here, and let's cut to the chase, one of the most controversial changes in here is the new provision around the ability to cash up 1 week of the statutory minimum, which is currently 4 weeks. So currently we have 4 weeks that you can have a holiday, i.e. be away from work and spend time with family and friends. And one of the major provisions would allow that to change so that you could have a statutory minimum that went 3 weeks away from work with family and friends and 1 week money. Okay, so first of all I do want to just wonder and ask the question about whether the term Holidays Amendment Bill is appropriate when in fact a full quarter of our statutory minimum holiday is now actually not a holiday as you and I know it, but in fact is some money, a lump of money, which there's a rather convoluted process in the bill to work out how you go about getting that and how it's paid out and for what period it applies and so on. So the first thing I say is I do wonder about that title given money isn't actually time off work. So perhaps an alternative title might be something like Holidays (dollars instead) Amendment Bill, or Holidays Stay at Work Amendment Bill, because in fact that's what you will be doing. You won't have a holiday away from work with family and friends, as we've agreed is a good definition of holiday. You will have a week's pay and you'll be at work. So it's, that's perhaps an alternative title for the Holidays Amendment Bill. The reason that we have holidays is so we can have time off work. But why do we need time off work? Well, obviously, time off work is time for rest and recreation, and the Act actually talks about a worker's need for rest and recreation. And I think we could all agree, sitting here now at 5 to 10 and having been some of us in this debating chamber since 9 o'clock this morning, that time off work can actually be a very good thing and a bit of rest and recreation. And so that's why we have holidays, and generally those holidays, as I said, are times that we spend with family and friends while we're having that rest and recreation. Usually people go back to work refreshed, often more productive probably as a result of having had some time off. Certainly many argue, and there seems to be evidence to support this, less accidents when people are rested and refreshed as opposed to if people keep working. So that's one important part. But the other end, my colleague Rajan Prasad, previously of course the Families Commissioner, I thought gave an exceptionally good speech about the importance of holidays for families. Because when you have a holiday, you get to spend time with your family. And in our country, certainly we do have a long hours culture, and many people regret, as they get, especially in the older ages in their life, they regret that they haven't actually spent more time with their family. And I think I may have mentioned earlier that there's probably not too many people when they reach their retirement age that looks back and goes, gee, I wish I'd spent more time at work. Most of them might think that they wish they'd spent more time with their family and with their friends and having holidays and enjoying themselves. So one of the real genuine concerns we have about this payout on holidays is that it's not a particularly family-friendly thing to do. That it means that people who really need the money will take the money, and as a consequence they will miss out on spending time with their family. And there are really broad and significant implications of parents not spending time with their family, and good research to show, and really interesting research done by an Australian researcher